Morning, everybody. My name is Hans Rook. Next to me is Bo Stevens. Together we'll host the webinar about product updates, our roadmap, the stuff that we are working on, and the stuff that is added to our solution in the last 6 months. So, yeah, as said, next to me, Bo Stevens. Bo, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, Hans. Thank you for this opportunity to introduce myself. Bo Stevens, product owner at Carerix. I'm responsible for multiple projects within the development teams, but mainly with the core application, the identity and access management platform, and also currently very busy with the new default dashboards that will be introduced to you today as well. We'll come back to that later in the webinar. But yeah, that's what I do.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'm Hans. I'm just as Bo, also working for quite a while now with Carerix, about 10 years. Mainly busy with the integrations between Carerix and other systems, and also working on webhooks and our new calendar feature. Well, let's start and dive into our presentation. So yeah, that's us. As you can see, we don't have a very extended wardrobe because this is the same jacket and that's the same jacket as well. Here's our agenda for today. So, well, oh no, this is not the agenda. These are our house rules. Anyways, 45 minutes. Questions you can ask via the chat. This webinar will be recorded and later shared via email with you guys. This is the agenda. Today we're going to talk about our roadmap, about market as we see it, and our solution based on our strategic roadmap as we see fit, bringing you guys solutions for problems that you might have. After Bo told a little bit more about our roadmap, then we're going to dive into concrete solutions about automations and webhooks, about dashboarding, Indeed Apply, My Assistant, and at the end, if we have time left, we'll do a Q&A. If you have questions, just ask. We might be able to answer them within our presentation. If not, we'll come back to it at the end of the presentation. There we go, Bo, our roadmap.
Yeah, thank you, Hans, for the brief introduction. How do we look at roadmap? How do we compose it? What are the influences that make us decide what to put on the roadmap? That's something that we would like to briefly go through in every product update. So also today, we base our roadmap on our vision, and our vision is that we want you as a recruiter or as recruitment team to be able to make the ultimate match between talent candidates on the one side and your jobs and customers on the other side, based on our recruitment platform and our human touch. And this human touch is very important here, also for us as a company. I mean, in our view, finding the right balance between automation on the one hand and human touch on the other hand, on the other side, it's key to be able to have success, to good success. And that works both in related to our product, but also, of course, in the relationship, because we find it very important that you guys know as a customer the people behind the product Carerix, and we also strongly believe that the better you know the person behind your candidates, the better you will be able to have success. So it's always looking for a balance between automation, innovation on the one side and the human touch on the other side. To be able to make sure that you work on the right things as a company, we defined a couple of market developments and challenges. are we? Yes, we are in the English one. Sorry. So we have four challenges in the market. That's skills shortages. We call it the single truth, speed, and increased competition. I will briefly go through them. With skills shortage, we define the fact that it's still very tense labor market where it's very hard to find the right candidates or the candidates with the right skills. And it holds both for just the candidates that you would like to place at your customers, but also to find your recruiter colleagues, so to say. Finding the right person with the right skills, make sure that you probably be faster able to reach your goals. So that's definitely a challenge that we all face. Also here within Carerix, by the way, it's also a very hard job sometimes to find people to fulfill our vacancies. With single truth, we identified that our customers, so that means you, more and more adopt different tools, different systems. So the IT landscape, so to say, within our customer organizations become increasingly complex. And there it's very important that you define this IT landscape and what's your leading set of data and what sets of data should be following. So create a single truth that can be followed by everything that you adopt within your organization. With process speed, there is multiple meanings to define here. This also goes back to previous point that there is more and more technology available on the market that enable you to reach your goals. We also see that a lot of you guys adopt these tools, and it's to keep up with the competition. It's very important that your organization is able to adopt these tools in a fast fashion. On the other hand, it is also goes back to the candidates themselves. So we see that the recruitment cycles are returning faster. People return faster on the labor market to find a new job. So you should also be able to identify this and to adopt your organization to work with this aspect of life. And with increased competition, well, that's maybe not something new, but the recruitment market is a very competitive market, and here it's very important to stand out of the crowd, to make yourself special, and to make sure that in this way you are able to reach your goals. So we define three themes that are closer to, or that we can label to the points that we put on our roadmap. So that's lean recruitment, data-driven recruitment, and automate and integrate. With lean recruitment, we mean that our platform, and that goes back to our vision, remember that, we want to enable you as a recruiter to use our lean recruitment platform that following the lean principles, which means eliminating repetitive tasks, continuous improvement. And this way, we believe that you as a recruiter will be better able to be successful in your work. Data-driven recruitment. Being data-driven is not something very recent, of course, but it's still, or maybe even more important than it ever was, because we believe that every decision that you make as a company should be data-driven. If you do not work data-driven, you probably are already behind the competition. And you have a lot of data in your systems, so why not use it? So data-driven recruitment, very important to be successful. Automation and integration. More and more stuff becomes automated or becomes possible to automate. That's definitely something that will also come forward in this presentation. And it's very important for us as Carerix that we are able to integrate with a lot of other systems as well. So that's what we understand with automation and integration. So let's have a look what's actually on the roadmap and what are concrete topics to talk about. Hans will take it away, and I will get back to you in a while.
Okay. All right. Yes. Thanks. Work in progress. You see 8 different topics here. First one we're going to discuss is omni-channel communication. Basically, it's pretty simple. It's all forms of communication in one place. This slide shows our one of our first mock-ups created by our UX designer. And what it shows is that we have merged different communication on different channels together in one thread. So in the middle, you see communication with Deborah, and that starts with an LinkedIn message. And afterwards, the last comment is on WhatsApp. So what we want to achieve is to merge all communication, either it's email, SMS, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, together in a single thread. And also, if a customer or if a candidate has a preferred way of communicating, for example, via WhatsApp, you should be able to recognize that and always use that preferred channel to increase the candidate experience, also increase the responses from candidates, and with that, increase your database, get better matches, etc. So yeah, we're working on this, hope to release it in hopefully next quarter, but at this moment, we're also talking with a lot of customers on how would they like to see it. And so not yet in pilot, but as you can see in the screenshot, we're making progress. Second one is the automations. I guess everybody wants to automate repetitive tasks, which are time consuming. We have a team on that. It's the automations and integrations team. Product owner there is Rosanne. And we're trying to achieve different solutions for different repetitive tasks that recruiters spend time on. For example, extracting a CV of a candidate or completing a CV file, candidate file, reaching out to candidates to complete their files, reaching out to candidates to make schedule an appointment, schedule an intake, creating documents like a CV in custom house style. Is that a word?
Custom house style,
yeah. And or a contract. So yeah, there's a lot of different repetitive tasks, and of course, yeah, you would like to automate it. More time for other things, a more generic approach. So basically, more standard data in your system, more data in your system, and that means you can make better choices and also you can make better matches. First one to highlight, it's the auto CV parser. So basically what it does is each candidate that enters your Carerix system with a CV via application on the website or maybe via another flow, maybe via LinkedIn or via another board. Anyway, if a new match is created in Carerix with a CV, it will be automatically parsed. So the basic name and addresses will be filled in the specific fields, position, level, diplomas and courses, etc. They all will be filled automatically without having to do a manual job there. Also, it can normalize the phone numbers that are in the CV. So any errors that you might have when you connect with WhatsApp will disappear. It will save a lot of time. Oh, next slide. Yep, the document template generator, which is a solution to create document templates yourself. Basically what you do, you create your template in Word, you fill in the merge fields, so which fields from Carerix you would like to see into that document, like first name, last name, job title, placement, contract date, those kind of fields. And then if you have generated your document template with your own look and feel, etc., you can bring it via our Mingo platform and create a template of it, which then can be used by your recruiters in Carerix. So when a recruiter then wants to generate a specific candidate CV, they can use that document template that you have created yourself. These templates used to be, well, basically you used to need help from a consultant from Carerix to build a template, but with this new feature, you can do it yourself. Process automation, it's like, well, it's a word for multiple solutions, I guess, to digitize your entire recruitment process. As you can see here, from registration up to onboarding. Commonly used is the enriched profile automation, which you can use right after the application process, but also for enriching data of existing candidates in your database. It basically sends out a message, a page to a candidate with some questions you need to ask them to enrich your database. Another example of process automation is the job presentation. Basically, very simply, just offer a job to a candidate in an automated flow. And the other way around is to automate the candidate proposal. So easily offer a candidate to a contact person. The new calendar. So all new customers are using already the new calendar since, I think, September last year. More and more customers that you were using the old calendar are migrating to the new one. The old calendar sync, so the synchronization of the old calendar with Outlook or Microsoft, that will be phased out. I think we have communicated with half of our customer base about this, that calendar sync will be phased out, and we will start communication with the other half soon. Doesn't mean that the old calendar without calendar sync will stop very shortly, but the old calendar sync with Outlook or Microsoft, that will be phased out. Also, all our development efforts are going to the new world, so the new calendar. And an example of that is the integration with the My Assistant dashboard. I will show a few, or I'll show a video of that right after. Yeah, and also new calendar offers a new feature like the scheduler, which the old calendar doesn't. Okay, sorry about the Dutch interface, but it makes much sense, I guess. So here you see the My Assistant dashboard. You can also see that you can create a meeting right from the dashboard. Here I enter the job subject, add a candidate, choose a time and place. And some description of the meeting. A reminder for myself that I will get a pop-up 15 minutes before the meeting starts. And I added a facility, in this case, Meeting Room New York. You can also see the related records briefly there. If you now go to the calendar itself, here you will see that I had opened two of my colleagues. Now I only see my own calendar, and there you go, there's the meeting, which is called kennismaking in Dutch. That's the flow. So basically, to see it again, yeah. Sorry. So basically, it's pretty easy to quickly make an appointment. This screenshot shows the scheduler. So you can send out a personal scheduler page to a candidate or contact, and that candidate can choose a time slot which you are available, confirm, and it will be synced to your calendar automatically. So very easy to create meetings with candidates like that, instead of ping-ponging, how do you say that? Anyway, just sending a lot of emails back and forth to get the job done. Some other things that we released lately is the Brevo email marketing connection. Brevo is a very nice solution on email marketing, also on communication via WhatsApp and I think SMS. It's fully integrated with the Carerix. Recruitment, a WhatsApp flow tool. Core Texter, vacancy text generator, which helps you to create a vacancy text or rewrite a vacancy text from within your Carerix system. And Profile Booster, that's a product of our Belgian friends from Mingo and the Matchbox, and that helps you to boost your profiles, to enrich your candidate profiles easily by offering like a specific set of tags to a candidate, which he can click and therefore easily enrich his profile with the stuff that he wants to work on or maybe doesn't want to work on. Sometimes it's also very useful to know what your candidates don't want to do. So you can search on that and make better matches and make better placements. Another stuff that is in progress, actually is in pilot, it's webhooks. Webhooks are building blocks for automated communication and actions. What it does, a webhook, is it sends out a notification when a field is changed in Carerix. It's a fundamental building block for communication between systems. We are using it within our own system to communicate within systems of Carerix, but also, of course, to communicate with systems, between Carerix and other systems partners. So nothing to see in the user interface for now. Really, it's like a building block that helps automate communication between systems directly, like near real time, instead of partners having to ask our API, hey, did something change every 5 minutes? Now we send out a message, look, this field has changed. So use cases would be like a candidate status has changed. We immediately send out a message to Djibouti WhatsApp and the WhatsApp flow can start there. Or a match phase is changed and we immediately send out a message to Raycard and there a review can start, a feedback flow can start. So there are 1,000 use cases we can think of. As said, in pilot with partners Raycard and Mingo, and we hope to release this we hope to release it next quarter to all our partners, and so every technical partner can start using this and improving the integrations as we have together. And then Indeed Apply. What we're working on is the integration between Indeed and Carerix, where you can easily publish your vacancy from Carerix to Indeed. Basically, automatically, all the jobs that you post to your own website will be also posted to Indeed. And Indeed or applicants on Indeed will automatically be created as a match inside Carerix. Those matches will include the right source, so you can manage, or how do you say that you can just measure the traffic that you get from Indeed. It's going to be a direct apply, so no more applicants via the employer's website. That step will be cut off. No, it will be applicants directly on Indeed, and those will not go to your website, but will go directly into Carerix system. If you don't want to use it, of course, you can opt out for it. The Indeed Apply settings are already available at the marketplace settings. If you want to start using it, please follow our communication on this. We're almost going live. We're waiting for green light, so to say, and then we'll send out our communication to admins of our customers. Then we have a 2-week period of customers who can opt out if they really don't want it, or ask questions to us, how it exactly works. We already have elaborate help documentation. after the communication starts, then 2 weeks later, we will really go live. And that's, yeah, hopefully very, very soon. So, yeah, again, so publication automatically do Indeed. Indeed, quick apply directly as a match in Carerix. Admins can have a look at the marketplace settings. Here is also a link to our help documentation. And you can decide yourself which publications to which medium you want to send to Indeed. We by default selected the medium that contains the word web, but more to read about this on our help documentation. Otherwise, I'm taking too much time from my colleague and friend Bo here. So Bo, I guess
no problem.
You can take it over from here.
Yeah, sure. But first, there are a couple of questions. Said wants to know, is it only for Indeed Premium or for Indeed Free?
It's for both. But you cannot, if the question is about adding promotional jobs, you still need to do that from your employer's portal.
Okay, hope that helps, Said. I think Louis wanted to know if the omni-channel communication feature, when it will be available. To be honest, Louis, what you just saw was a design mockup that was also in the screen. So we are currently redesigning this feature and exploring the possibilities there. We know where we want to go to. That's why there is already a design, but it's too early to say anything about when it will be available. But it's on a roadmap, and that's why we discuss it here and talk with you about it. So it's work in progress, so to say. So we are working on it, and we hope to have something this year. So maybe even before the next product update in September. But it's too soon to say anything about it at the moment. Nevertheless, we hope you get an idea about what we are heading towards. Okay. I will take over from Hans by now. So my assistant, Hans already touched the topic with the calendar update, but I'm going to dive a bit deeper into it to tell you about the new possibilities since last product update. Just to refresh your mind, or maybe it's new to you, I don't know. But my assistant is made to keep an eye on running recruitment procedures, and should give funnel insight. It should enable you to handle your own SLAs and visualize when those SLAs will expire or are expired. So it will give you a piece of red text that indicates that you should do something with the match. So the first approach was to give you insight in your matches as an individual recruiter within a Carerix system. It's possible to adjust match stages, statuses, and also other data directly from my assistant. And it gives recommended action. So Hans already showed you how to book a meeting from the My Assistant. It's also possible to send emails within the context of the current match stage of that particular match. So in that way, it helps you as a recruiter to do the things that you should do. Now, what have we added in terms of features to the My Assistant lately? That's at first the match cleanup. And the match cleanup is a feature that assists you in keeping your data clean, in the sense that it will help you closing still open match stages. This can be from both the candidate perspective as well as the job perspective. So if you close a job, so you say the status of a job set to closed or on hold, or whatever status that you've defined in the Carerix system as being inactive, the My Assistant will pop up this window that says, or that asks you, like, okay, you're closing down this vacancy, or you put this candidate on the status not available anymore. But you still have like 4 matches open for this particular candidate, or you still have 10 matches open for this particular job. Would you like to close those matches? And then you can immediately, for all those matches, select the appropriate match stage, click on set stage, and then this will be applied to those matches. And in this way, we help you in making sure that the recruitment procedures are closed down appropriately. And this, of course, should benefit the candidate experience eventually. Pop-up shows immediately when you change the state, but if you decide not to do anything with it, so you click away the pop-up, you can still call the pop-up back by clicking the information icon as indicated in this screenshot. In a moment, I will show you around in the system, so you have also a live feeling about it. But for the presentation, for the sake of the presentation, I decided to keep the screenshots with those indicators. So what we also will introduce, as I said, the initial approach for the My Assistant was your match funnel, so the matches. But yeah, why not applying this practice also on the jobs and on the candidates? So basically, we will introduce the same structure for jobs and candidates. You can see there will be two tabs added on top of the My Assistant, where you can have a look into the funnels for jobs and candidates. So in this case, for jobs, I can see the number of jobs that I have for a particular status. And for those jobs, if I select one of those statuses, you get all jobs on my name, so which are owned by myself with that particular status, and you get to see the match funnel. So how many matches do I have on this particular job, and at what stage of the recruitment procedure do they exist? At the same time, it's possible to immediately see how many positions I already filled versus the number of positions that I have to find candidates for. And again, here it's possible to change status and owner directly from the My Assistant. Also, we introduce this new preview. So if you click, in this case, a job in the My Assistant, you get this preview pane with a subset of fields that exist on a job, which can be changed immediately here. And you also have the possibility to actually, for this particular job, have the complete match funnel as you know it from the initial approach for matches in the My Assistant. And if you think the screen is too narrow, I would like to have a better view on everything, then it's possible to make the preview full screen so you can work a bit more convenient there. Well, same holds basically for the candidates. So again, I get to see the numbers of candidates with the particular status, candidates that are on my name, because that's the starting point for My Assistant. It's meant as an assistant for the individual recruiter. So it's not necessarily a management dashboard a general management dashboard. But for candidates also, this funnel and per status, the match funnel is listed. So how many matches for this particular candidate do I have, and at what stage do they exist? And also here, it's possible to make those changes. There's also a candidate preview with the actual possibility to show a plain text copy of the resume, so I can immediately get insight in a CV attachment if that's available for the candidate. And again, the possibility to show the full match funnel for the candidate in the new preview. Okay, let's briefly check this in a particular Carerix. So I have started the Carerix here. So you get to see the My Assistant. We have the match cleanup feature already here. So if I, for example, say for this job order, I say it's successfully closed, I immediately get the pop-up that says like we have two. I didn't change to English the interface. Sorry for that. I'll do it in a minute for the next demo. But yeah, you get to see the pop-up here, and you can change the left matches. So I can set stage, and it will be done. That's the cleanup. So you here get to see the vacancies. I will only do it for the jobs in this case, because for the candidates it works quite similar. But you get the overview of candidates with a particular status, as you can see, the funnel. So how many matches do I have in what stage of my recruitment process, and what's the number of candidates that I've been looking for, and what's the number of actual hires that I already did for this particular vacancy. If I click on the vacancy title, I get to see the preview, and here I get to see the funnel for this particular job, and I can make it full screen as already indicated. Okay, for the next, I will immediately change this to English so it's more convenient for you to follow store and restart. Now let's go back to the presentation. If any questions, feel free to ask them, and I will, after the presentation, I will get back to it. So, next topic, important topic, topic that has been discussed for a long period of time, and we are working hard towards a situation where we can offer a new generation of Carerix dashboards, which are fully embedded in Carerix actually. Just to give you some background, we already offer a lot of dashboards and data insight solutions, single source, multi-source, with the Carerix data source, for example, and it's possible to create your own business intelligence. But this is about actual default dashboards offered from within the Carerix application. Small sip of water. And the goal, of course, is to deliver more insights into KPIs at different level. It will be a free feature that will be delivered free of any additional costs and can be activated by yourself once available. We've been working on composing the first set of dashboards. We will be working on composing additional dashboards in the upcoming time. And from a technical perspective, we are working on the final integration to have this fully embedded in Carerix. So we have had multiple dashboarding solutions over the past years that were more or less connected in Carerix, but never fully embedded. So, and that's the main difference here. Goal is really to have the dashboards within the Carerix system without having to log in separately into the tool that is actually giving you access to the dashboards. And that's basically the technical part we are still working on at the moment. And we hope and expect to have this finalized in the next quarter, and then also start the pilots with a subset of customers to gather the first feedback on how it works, and also on the dashboards themselves. So to briefly get a view on what can you expect from the dashboards, I briefly will go through the dashboards that are currently created. So we have a candidates and applicants dashboard, for example. And on this dashboard, you get to see the number of applicants that were directly added to the database, so by a human being, by a recruiter. You can also get to see how many candidates have been added to the system via the apply action via the API, so via your website, usually or via a job board. And the same logic applied on actual matches and actual hires. And you can compose a bar chart that shows you the number of matches and candidates per source. And important here to realize is that source registration is a complicated matter that definitely needs configuration on your side, because it heavily depends on what channels you're actually using. But it is possible to get this insight from the Carerix data, and in this way, make valuable decisions on what channels do I want to use in the future, and maybe what channels we could stop with because they do not deliver what we expect. There will be a jobs dashboard in which it's possible to see how many active jobs do I have, inactive jobs, how many matches do I have per job, how many jobs did I create over the past week, past month, quarter, or year. And also get stats on well, as you can see, numbers per month, but also what are my top 10 jobs with most vacancies or with most placements. How many active vacancies do I have per recruiter? Well, there are a lot of dimensions possible here to create, and they will evolve over time. I'm pretty sure about that. Time to hire. Possible to have this is a global overview over all vacancies, but it's also possible to put this on a specific vacancy or job. But it typically says how many hires did I do, how many matches did end up without a hire. So what's my success ratio, my average time to hire, so how long do I take an average from the creation of a match towards the actual hire, and also the average time to no hire. So how long does it take for a candidate to go through the procedure before I tell him that he will not succeed or she. A funnel, an average time per stage group, and the eventual outcome, and also hires by month. And placement dashboard. Actually, we never had really a real placement dashboard within Carerix, so that's definitely something new. If you use placements, it's possible to give insights in the number of active placements, the number of pending placements, and the number of starting placements. If you, it's also possible in some cases to apply a value to the actual number of placements. So what are they worth in terms of sales rate? So how much money do they make? Well, again, total placements by agency or per client, and there are again multiple dimensions possible here. Placements per status or per contract type, you name it. There's a lot of possibilities, and I'm also pretty much looking forward to more input from the pilot when we start with it, to see what else we can do. And that's, I think, an important thing to emphasize, to mention, that this is the first set of dashboards. We will create more of them, and they will be available out of the box with the Carerix once we roll them out. Again, to give you a brief feeling about what we actually are talking about, or what the dashboards can do, how they work interface-wise. I can show you around in this temporary solution we created to show them in a Carerix application. So let me see, I must have made a typo probably in the this is not correct. It should be Carerix. Good morning, hello. Okay, now it should work. Go in. Here we go. And this is not the final solution, so that's good to emphasize here. You click on, in this case, I would like to have the placement dashboard, for example. Here I will be asked to log in again, but that should not be the case anymore in the final solution. So that's what we are currently working on. But now, if I log in, I will be taken to the tool we use to compose the dashboards. It will take a couple of seconds to load. But if the dashboard is there, well, we can see that there are general filters that can be applied. They depend on the particular dashboard. It's possible to click through on numbers and get additional info or a graph, so to say. It's also possible to get this information in a table. And what we're also currently working on is the eventual possibility to click here on a row that will take you to the actual placement or candidate or company. So yeah, you can go back. So it gives you kind of a feeling about what the dashboards do. Again, this will be free of charge. In the future, it's thinkable that we will add paid modules to it that, for example, enable you to create your own dashboards for it within this tool. But that's definitely not for the first stage. Okay, I think I'm running out of time quickly, so let's quickly move on to the next topic, and that's Carerix AI. I think we introduced that. I don't think I know that we introduced that the last time, and we announced the pilot for Carerix AI, and ever since there happened a lot there. So there was a lot of enthusiasm around the topic. So we had a lot of customers that were involved in the pilot, and together we created, I think, something cool. Again, Carerix AI should make your job easier. And we made some convenience changes. Remember that you will have this pane within Carerix if Carerix AI is activated, where you can ask your questions to. We use GPT on the background at the moment. You can ask your questions there. Previously, Mentor was actually a break, but we reversed that. So Mentor currently will be sending out the request to AI immediately, while Control plus Enter or Shift plus Enter puts a break instead of sending the request immediately. Also, we introduced speech to text. Important to articulate very well if you use it, but that's, I think, a common thing with speech to text features. But it's possible, and it works pretty smooth, even though I say it myself. If you use it, just talk to Carerix, and it will first press the button, of course, then talk. It will start recording, and it will put your speech into text and put it as a request to Carerix AI. It's also possible to change the GPT version from 3.5 to 4.0 or vice versa. So that's new. And what we also introduced is the possibility to use predefined prompts. So in this case, we currently have summarize, the grammar check, and the rephrase, so you can rephrase a piece of text. How it works actually is if you just select, as you can see in the screenshot, you just select a piece of text, and then the prompts will show up. You click on the prompt you want to use, and then the result will be shown in the Carerix AI pane. And if you want to use it actually in the field, you simply copy it and put it in the field. Might be in the future that we will directly put it in the field, but for now, this is the solution as is. And what we are actually working on at the moment is that we are going to make it possible to create your own prompts via a prompt manager. So that's currently work in progress. And the good news is that actually we closed down the first pilot stage. It means that the Carerix AI currently is available in the marketplace for every customer. So if you like to use it, go to the marketplace, activate it, and you can start right away. You might want to consider putting your GPT account, which is paid. They ask a low. It's not very expensive, but it can improve your experience. Carerix is not asking any money to use it, but with the GPT, you might want to consider to have a paid account there. Yeah, it's available. If you do not have the marketplace yet, we have a small list of customers that do not have the marketplace yet, as they are not yet on our identity and access management platform. If you're one of them, then just contact us and we get to see what needs to be done. There is no additional cost there, but there might be some technical consequences or reasons why we did not yet move there. Okay, then I think it's time to round up. Stay tuned with us. Especially, that's also important to emphasize, is that we cannot cover everything in the 45 minutes that stand for this webinar, but there is happening a lot. Every 2 weeks we do a release. Those release notes are available on help.carerix.com, so check them regularly for all kind of updates, also smaller updates or smaller improvements for the software that can be small for us, but a big difference for you. So especially the release notes, please check them regularly to stay tuned. Also visit our website for lots of information. And if you have any additional questions, always you can contact our support desk or your customer success manager. Are there any additional questions? We can
ask Marjolein, but I don't think so. No? Okay.
If you have any, please feel free to ask them. We have some. Well, we are over 45 minutes, but if we have some time left. But if not, then basically stop the sharing. And I think we're going to close.
I think so too. Yes.
It was a pleasure to have you. Hope to see you next time again. We will be there again, I think, in 6 months. And then.
Thanks for listening. Enjoy your day. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. All right.